Hello. Anyway, hi. John Stevens here, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie into an item from the dollar store. This is for the narrative lectionary, and we are looking at Acts and the story of Stephen. And that's a hard one to do a children's sermon on. I'm struggling with this one. So I've got a springboard for you. I'm kind of working through it. And I looked at what I did a couple of years ago, almost 4 years ago, which would be the cycle of this. And looking at memory, looking at how we are connected in... So in the Stephen story, there's a point where he's telling the story of connecting the actions of God and the actions of people throughout the time, and ultimately getting to the point that God is not found in the temple, God is not found in the four walls, but God is found. God has broken out of the tomb and found in Jesus Christ, and found in the Spirit, and found in us. And there's this memory connection. And so some of the things I was thinking about was a memory game. That when we do things, we tell stories to help us remember that God has been active, that Jesus has been active in this world. So I was deeply engrossed in my cat, or its giant coloring activity book. We've got dogs on this side and a cute kitty on this side, and all kinds of activities. And there's memory activities in here, things that, maze activities, things that help us learn. And that's ultimately what the activity books for kids are. It's fun, but it's helping us connect and helping us learn the ways that we do. So I was thinking about, we could talk about how we, using a memory book and using a memory game. At the Dollar Tree, they've got flashcards, biblical flashcards, Bible character flashcards. Or you can talk about telling stories about the congregation that you serve and ways that throughout time you have made changes, if you will, about ways that help you see God more clearly in this world. Especially, the last couple of years, it's been this way for a long time, but the last couple of years for our kids to be able to see that clearly. Maybe it might be conversations about justice, conversations about equality, conversations about making sure that that we treat one another right. The conversation about why you wear your mask. I know I've mentioned this a couple of times, but that's again the ways that we have responded, or the ways that we have acted in order so people can see Jesus would be different than what we did a couple of years ago. Not completely like earth-shattering differences, but they're different. And we tell the story and we remember what we do so that we can see Christ in this world. Again, I'm struggling with this one, but there's an underlying springboard that I think will get us there. And that is that memory, that telling the stories. I mean, so Stephen goes back, he talks about Solomon, and he talks about Solomon's temple, and maybe perhaps, building that might not have been exactly the way they're remembering the story or the cause of it. It's like God didn't need a temple. And we've heard that, that story has been from day one where God goes, I don't need four walls. You don't need a king. I'm your king. All these things where we look and we get, it's just another way to see God in this world, and we remember how God is active in our thing. So as you can tell, I'm struggling with this, and I almost want to hit pause or stop and redo the thing, but I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it to the struggle. So I'm looking at the ways that we tell our stories, and the ways that we are active now, and the way that God has moved us into here. And I find it fascinating, and this is more maybe big sermon kind of stuff, but I find it fascinating that when we hear the truth, how angry it makes us sometimes. How in this story where Stephen is recalling the past and giving the people a different image of the past. Different image? That's not the right word. But lifting up and saying, look at the past this way, and how angry when the truth hits us. Because I know when I've messed up, when I've done stuff, not saying that Stephen's talking about the people messing up, but I'm like thinking about when I'm told the truth, and maybe this is a springboard for the children's sermon, that sometimes when you tell the truth, when you tell what you see, people can get upset, and because we're trying to work out all the stuff that's inside. It's one of the reasons why I know I throw a temper tantrum, because I got a lot of stuff I'm dealing with. But there's powerful things that happen when we tell the truth. It's not easy, but it's powerful. Anyway, so all right, couple of springboards there. I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to get back to my activity book. But seriously, thanks for stopping by. Thank you for your partnership in this ministry, and blessings be on you on this. We've done 2 Easters this way. Some of us are getting back. Some of us aren't. We're still live streaming. And blessings on all of you as vaccines roll out, as we get glimmers of getting back together. So blessings be on you. And we shall see you next week. Peace.